Why suddenly everyone is talking about Battlefront 2? And not just talking, play it. Battlefront 2 has seen the most amount of players ever on Steam. Despite its 2017 release and 2020 release on Steam, it has seen the most amount of players, 18,000 plus concurrent players just a few days ago. And it's consistently getting 15,000 plus players every single day. And that's a concurrent players. The players that are at the same time. What the hell is happening? Well, you see, there is an answer to that. And it was difficult to get there, but it's actually the part of a snowball effect. One thing led to another, that caused the sudden surge of this game. But to understand this, you need to get to the beginning. You need to understand what actually happened to this game, what caused the death of this game, and what ultimately caused its rising from the dead. Because this is a really interesting and really cool story that everyone should know if you're interested in gaming. Well, to understand what is happening today, you need to understand what happened during the release of Battlefront 2. Battlefront 2, for the ones who doesn't know, is a multiplayer Star Wars game with a single-player campaign as well, which is a sequel to Battlefront 1, which was in turn the reboot of the Battlefront series, which was released in the early 2000s. And when it released, Battlefront 2 was supposed to be the biggest Star Wars game ever, until you realize that it was released by EA. And this was done by a prime EA. EA at its greediest prime. And because of this, game was full of bunch of greedy crap, like absolute insane amount of microtransaction, insane amount of grind, and the thing that absolutely everyone hated. And despite game being an absolutely insanely amazing game, it's just died right then and there. And this was not even a small thing. This was the reason why EA actually lost an exclusivity for the Star Wars game, and this was actually the reason why we got Star Wars Outlaws by Ubisoft. Yes, it's weird coincidence, right? So what happened after that? EA quickly realized that they screwed up big time. Well, not quickly, but eventually realized that they screwed up big time. And eventually they removed all the microtransactions from the game completely, but they also stopped supporting. But the damage was already done. People absolutely hated this game because of what it was representing, and not a lot of people were actually playing it. For years, only 1,000 to 2,000 players were actually playing this game consistently, and despite it being on a Game Pass as well, game was not doing well. But you see, it had a dedicated fan base because after everything was fixed, game was actually really good. All 3 years of Star Wars movies and all meticulously recreated a lot of different locations that we have never seen in any other games. Plus game's graphical engine, which looked absolutely stunning and still looks stunning to this day, made it one of the best Star Wars games ever. Its gameplay was insanely amazing. It was fast, it was fluid, it was really easy to get into but quite difficult to master as well. You could have insanely cinematic and beautiful moments that you cannot have in any other Star Wars games, and you still cannot have in any other Star Wars games. Mix of different gameplay styles, like changing the scenery and progressing like through galactic conquest, and addition of hero units or even starfighters and things like that, made this game really varied and very beautiful. The insane adrenaline that you can get this game only can be rivaled by older Battlefield games, and for some even surpassing it. This was and still is a beautiful game, but people were really bitter about what the EA did, and they were not returning to it. But something has changed, or rather some things has changed, and all of the things added to one another, and suddenly we are here. Explosion of Battlefront 2 content and Battlefront 2 popularity. But where it actually started? Well, it's actually difficult to pinpoint exactly where it started, but in my opinion, and by opinion of the most, it was because of Andor. Yes, Andor is the Star Wars TV show, and one of the only universally loved Star Wars TV show, and one of the most unique and different one at that as well. And the thing that happened was that when the first season released and everybody loved it, in year 2025, this year, second season was also released and people were absolutely loving it. And when it happened in April of 2025. When the season 2 started releasing, people started universally raving this, and Star Wars was back. Star Wars was on people's minds, and people started actually looking for more Star Wars content as the series came closer to its finale, which was in May 2025. And do you know what is happening in May 2025? Or rather in every May since 1970s or 80s? Yes, Star Wars Day. May the 4th is a Star Wars Day where a bunch of Star Wars things are being announced, and what's most important, a bunch of Star Wars games are being discounted. And the same thing happened with, of course, Battlefront 2 as well, which was 90% off for just $3.99 for US market. And for many other places, it was even lower than that. So the low barrier of entry, insanely beautiful game, despite being old and can be run on basically anything right now, has a single player campaign, which was not really great, but still there, and absolutely beautiful multiplayer. People actually started buying this game again. Because Star Wars was on its peak this year, a lot of content creators started creating content about this as well. Because a lot of them have not actually played this game before, or they have played and forgot how amazing is this. And because the April and May was absolutely beautiful with banger of the games, people wanted to have more banger games, and they started creating content about this. And because more content was created, more people were buying the game. Because more people were buying the game, more people were creating content about this. Then of course the Game Pass showed up and EA Play, because you can get this game for free there. And one thing led to another, and then we are seeing an absolute explosion of the game. Yes, for that reason, people are actually returning to this game, and I have no idea what will happen afterwards. I think that it already reached its peak, because yeah, 18,000 players is not a small thing for the game this old. And I really don't know what will happen next to continue Snowball Effect. The most things has already happened, and this video will probably contribute for more people to get this game, play this game, and maybe even more content, and maybe I'm contributing to Snowball Effect as well. But you see, right now game is not on sale. You cannot really get this game on sale right now, and if EA was smart, they would put this on sale again because it's already on a peak. But you can actually play this game on a Game Pass. So if you don't have a Game Pass, you can go and get the Game Pass and play it there. In fact, I am playing this on a Game Pass as well. I do not own it on Steam. I will buy it next time when it will be on sale, but right now I'm playing on a Game Pass for free because I already have it. And you can do the same thing as well. This is a really good game. It's a really good shooter game with absolutely insane gameplay mechanics. This is a really good multiplayer game because yeah, it has very dense and very small maps. Even though they're actually quite large, they're still very dense, and with a lot of players and a lot of NPCs running around, it feels like actual Battlefield Warzone. And if you ever wanted to play Clone Wars in your game, this is it. This was supposed to be a Clone Wars game when original Battlefront released, and yeah, it is still there. Gameplay is fast, it's beautiful. Man, I'm still shocked how beautiful this game looks even to this day, and you can play this almost on anything. So yeah, this is your chance to get into Battlefront and become the part of the history of resurgence of this game, and maybe, just maybe, EA or anyone else will think about creating Battlefront 3 after that. And please, do not mess this up this time, because yeah, we're not quick to forgive, as you can see from Battlefront 2. And this video is sponsored by channel's partner and supporter, Instant Gaming. If you want best games for the best prices all the time, all year round, without waiting for any sales, Instant Gaming is the way to go. You can find all types of games for all the different platforms, and most importantly, for the cheapest prices possible. And I also partner with Instant Gaming for epic game giveaway of your choice. So click the link in the description down below for your chance to win. Thanks to Instant Gaming for their support, and now let's get back to the video. And if you're interested in resurgent games, or rather remastered games, then you can watch my video about Oblivion Remastered right here. It's truly a comeback story. Or if you want to see another comeback story, or rather not a comeback, it was always good, but it's now better and better, you can watch my video about Hogwarts Legacy right here. Don't forget to subscribe right here as well. This has been for today, and I'm going to see you in the next one. Take care.